All right, hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, XX, Mr. Oh goodness, I don't know how to say your name, Mr. Zaff. Yeah, no worries. It's all good if you wanna just pop in for a bit or throw me up on the background, whatever. Good to see you though. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so today what I'm gonna be working on and what I've started working on this morning is I'm going to be designing a hub room for Gunforged. And so what do I mean by this? Well, what you'll notice is that a lot of games will have like an interactive menu instead of like an options menu, or rather instead of like, what am I trying to say? Instead of having a main menu with a bunch of buttons like is what I have right now. So if I open up my main menu here, instead of having this, they will have actually a little area where you have control of your character and you can do a bunch of things. And there's a lot of games in this genre that are like this. Halls of Torment is one where you've got like a little area where you can do all of your upgrades and all of your settings and select your character and everything. Bone Razor Minions, same deal. There's like a little hub area. And I just really like that for a couple of reasons. The main reason is that it's easier than trying to do a bunch of UI stuff in the main menu. And like, I feel like it's more interactive in terms of upgrades and character selection than going through a menu, because what you can do when I have multiple characters in the game is you can pick a character, try the character out, you'll be able to shoot in the hub room, there will be like training dummies and whatnot, and I think that's just much more interactive, much more fun for selecting your playthrough. So that's kind of what we're going for, and so there's a bunch of work that needs to be done to support that. So yeah, that's basically it. So let's get into it. So I've already built like this wooden floor tile. I still have to do the walls and whatnot, which I don't really know how I want those to look yet, but there's a bunch of technical things that I have to do to get this working. So here's my hub. It's just the floor texture right now. And I need to be able to transition into this hub from the main menu. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here's the hub room, very basic, and I have some code in place that will take me from the hub room to the arena, which starts the game. So I need to remove that timer, and I need to implement probably either a hallway or a lever of some sort that will take the player directly into the game. Now, a lever is probably most appropriate. Teleporting the player to the room is probably the most thematically cohesive thing to do. So that's what we are going to do. So in the entities, I'm going to instantiate a lever here. And we'll just put that over there. So the trick is, I might have to write a specific script for the hub room, which will inherit from the base room here, because all of the rooms, all the arenas inherit from this base room. So that's what I need to extend, because I need to add custom code for like connecting to this lever and whatnot. What does this lever look like? Hello, Quite Man. It's me, the guy that's been making a game on his phone using Godot. That's actually really cool. It's the Godot mobile editor. All right, so let's go ahead and just overwrite this script. I'm just trying to make sure that this is indeed what I want to do, to overwrite the script here. I think that probably makes sense. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to create a new level hub. Okay. Yeah, let's create a new folder here. Call it hub. Add a class or interface. This is going to be the hub room. And environment level hub. Look at that. Okay, and then this is going to have to extend base room. Put that little scene annotation in there. Okay. I don't know why this is a tool script, but we'll keep it as a tool script. So in here, what I'll do is public partial class, public override void ready. We're going to call base.ready. And then in here, here's where we can connect everything. So node, private continue lever. Perfect. And then in here, I could say continue lever dot. What is the signal I've got here? Interacted. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how to react on that lever press, but let's just print something for now. gd.print yo, and then we'll see if that works. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect the script from the hub arena and then add. I should probably call this, rename this to hub room, but let's load that. Okay, so we've reconnected the script here. And then in the main, I have this timer here that's automatically switching. So we're going to get rid of that. So the main node here is basically the node that contains all of the context that needs to be saved across all of the different rooms. So there's actually a room switcher component in here that is a child of this node. This is what actually switches out the environments, but you'll notice everything else is here. So we've got like the loot tables, we've got some UI elements, some resource preloaders, and then just our basic layers here. So we've got entities, we've got the floor layer, bullets, foreground, all that stuff, the shadow back buffer. So these are all items that need to persist from room to room. And so the idea is that we're only switching out the elements that actually need to be changed. And the hub room here is implemented like a normal combat arena with slight differences, because that was the easiest way to do it. So, but that means that we have to write some specific code instead of treating it like a generic room. So if all has worked correctly, I should be able to press that lever. Oh, it's not going to work correctly. You know why? Because I did not mark that as a unique name, that lever. Hi, what's the name of the IDE you are using for writing C# and Godot? I'm using JetBrains Writer. VS Code works as well, except for generated code. Right now, the new VS Code C# extension doesn't seem to do well with the generated code that Godot produces. So that's why I'm using Writer, because Writer doesn't have those issues. Okay, so this hub room, we're gonna mark this as there we go. We're gonna mark this as unique name, and then we're gonna run the game and see if that works. Okay. Begin next wave. We're gonna have to modify that text, but that's all right. We've got an error here. Object reference not set to an instance of object. Okay, this is what I was afraid of. So what I might have to do here, this wire nodes here is not working. So what I might have to do is do public override void notification int what if what is equal to notification seen instantiated. Then we're going to do this dot wire nodes, and we also need to call, oops, I don't need to do that. Base dot notification what. Why is that complaining? There is no suitable method for override. Are you sure? Are you sure there's no suitable method for override there? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this is basically going to be a little bit redundant, but that should work. And yeah, for those who might be wondering, this wire nodes here, this is, I wrote a Godot utilities library for C# that contains a bunch of nice extension methods, but it also includes source generators, which allow you to use this scene tag and this node tag. Well, I guess they're attributes. And what this does is that this generates code in this wire nodes function. And what this does is I can actually click into this generated code and see what's happening. So it's very verbose, but since it's produced in an automated fashion, it didn't really need to be like super dry. So in here, you can see that what this is basically doing is for every member that is marked with this node attribute, it generates a series of get node requests. So you'll see that it will try to get the node with the name continue lever first. If that fails, it will then try it with a unique name. If that fails, it will try it in snake case, and so on and so forth. Unique name, snake case. What is this one called? Camel case, and then unique name camel case, and then all lowercase, and then unique name all lowercase. So it's this giant chain of trying to get the node, and then it tries to do a best case match in here as well. So a little bit more sophisticated in terms of the matching logic in here. But the idea is that basically, instead of exporting a bunch of things through your inspector, you can just write the node attribute, and then it will just match to the node that is the same name as the member. So some people don't like that, but I think it makes this a lot cleaner And all you got to do is just call wire nodes in the notification, and everything gets connected up for you. So anyway, that was just a brief detour. Let's give it a shot. Is C# dev kit for VS Code good? I hear there are bad license terms. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the license terms, to be honest, so maybe I should do that. In any case, it doesn't really work that well for the generated code, like I was saying earlier. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you, Cruda. I'm doing well, how are you? The notification method is essentially, there's a bunch of notifications that Godot will send. And these are basically just integers that represent some kind of event. And so the reason this is nice is because you can listen for when a scene has been instantiated. So as soon as a scene is instantiated, you get this notification to your script that has happened. And that means that you can, as early as possible, do things like assign nodes, which is great. Because if you wait until the ready method, the problem is you may instantiate something, but then you don't have any of the references to the node until it's been added to the scene tree, which is not necessary always. So awesome workflow. Thank you, Kawaii. I forgot what you changed your YouTube name, right? Kawio. I wish I could say that. You changed it. I forgot what your previous name was, but I recognize your icon, your profile image. Hello, Virtual Fi. Welcome. All right. So let's see. Do we have any console errors? No, we don't. So now if I click this, I should see yo printed in the console. It does. Okay. So let's figure out how to actually teleport the player into the room then. So I believe we have some teleporter code in here. So if we got like this advance arena. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there isn't like a teleport beam that comes down to teleport the player. Teleport entity component. There might be a clue in here. Let's see. So I've got this teleport entity component. Play in. I want to be honest, I have no clue what this is doing. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to have to write some code for teleporting the player. I don't know if I can use that teleport entity component properly. I think the way that this is being used is I'm supposed to put the entity like a table. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm supposed to put an entity like a table as a child of this. And then the child, or the teleport entity component, provides just in and out teleport animations. So I don't know if that's going to precisely work with the player. So I might have to do something a little bit different. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to figure out what's going on here. Okay, well, let's add a resource preloader, and we're going to go ahead and add teleport beam. What does the teleport beam have? Sorry, I gotta relearn my code here. It's teleported. Oh, for real? This is the entire class? Okay, maybe I will have to use the teleport entity component. I just might have to use it in a slightly different way than I'm used to. So we'll go ahead and drag that in there. And so why do I use a resource preloader here? To be honest, I just use the resource preloader as like a little repository of scenes that I want to be able to load, like that I want to be able to instantiate from this scene. And I guess I just get the added benefit of like these resources are pre-cached by Godot in the sense that they're loaded from the disk as soon as the scene is instantiated, I believe, or as soon as it's added to the scene tree. And that means that when I go to load the scene and instantiate it, there will be no delay that's caused by the disk load. So that's an added benefit, but it's also just like a nice little kind of mini database of all the things that I want to be able to load or instantiate on demand. So that's why I'm using these resource preloaders here. So when I interact with this lever, let's grab a reference to the resource preloader. And then in here, let's say resource preloader dot instance scene or null teleport entity component. Okay. And let's grab a reference to that. So teleport beam. So teleport beam dot global position is equal to this dot get player dot global position. And we'll just set it to vector 2.0 in case that's null. And teleport beam dot play in. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to wait for that to be finished, right? So we want, well, first of all, let's set the continue lever dot toggle interaction enabled to false. We don't want to be able to hit it multiple times. And then we're going to play in that teleport. Let's make this async and let's await that play in, which means I'm going to need to make this return a task. Public async task. That means that I should be able to await it here. Yep. So I can await that play in, and then what I can do is I can say, I might just emit a signal from here. So the problem here is that in my main scene is what's actually going to have to call the room switcher component to switch the rooms, which means that I need to somehow get information from the hub room that the lever has been pressed up to the main so that the main can actually initiate the room change. Now there's somewhat of a hacky way that I can do this, which is I can just I could just listen for this room switched and then get the current room and see if it's an instance of hub room. And then if it is, connect to the signal, all that kind of stuff. That's a little bit messy. I don't know if I want to do that necessarily, but might have to do something like that. Thank you, Solo Leveling. You like the project structure. Thank you, thank you. When will the game be fully complete? Oh, yeah, Neozoid. I remember. Yeah, Neozoid. I remember now. The game will be fully complete. I don't know. I have a lot of work to do, and there's two... Like, part of me was tempted to just say, well, let's just fix the minor issues, build a bunch of content, and release it, but I want to take the time to actually rebuild a lot of the core systems and do another couple rounds of feedback, like another couple rounds of demos and stuff, so it's kind of up in the air. I definitely want to release it like by the first half, by June of next year, which is like, what, 7 months away? Well, more like 8 months if you count this month, so A long way out still, I think, but I want to give it the time that it deserves. So that's what I'm thinking. How much will it cost? I haven't decided on a price. It will be probably in the range of $5 to $10. That's what my guess would be. I don't think it would be more than $10. Yeah, exactly. Fox Shadow. When's the C# course coming out? I don't know. Like I said, I want to really focus on finishing Gunforged because it's been in development for like a really long time. But I also really want to make the C# course because everyone wants it. And somebody on Udemy is going to beat me to the punch. I know it. But so it's possible that there will be a break in between now and June of next year where I'll take a couple weeks and make a C# course, but no guarantees on that. How did you do the cover art for your Steam page game? Good question. I hired an artist to do an illustration for both the cover art and the logo. They were separate artists. Cool. All right, so let's so we're gonna wait that teleport beam play in here. And then we need to emit some kind of signal, probably. So let's do a signal, public delegate void. Lever pressed event handler. I don't think you really press a lever, but it works for this case. Lever switched, lever pulled. I think pressed just makes more sense from just like a what is this doing scenario. So in here, let's connect to this room switcher component dot room switched plus equals on room switched. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say var current room. Do I need this here? Whoops. Find usages. Is that not going to work? I have a hard time believing that this is not actually used anymore. Maybe it's not. Let's build. Oh, it's not needed. Okay, we can remove this. Good. Good, good. Okay. So in here, current room is equal to this. Oh, wait. I actually do want to keep that. I just don't want it to be public here. Cool. Var current room is equal to rooms dot get first node of type base room. If current room is hub room, then what we want to do is we're going to say hub room dot connect or hub room dot lever pressed plus equals on hub room lever pressed. Okay. Private void on hub room lever pressed. And then in here, we can say room switcher component dot, and I actually want to build a new method into this room switcher component here, which is public void switch to room with transition. This needs to be async. Await screen transition manager dot transition. Cool. And then we're going to say, here's a packed scene we need to take, room scene. And what we're going to do is we're going to say switch to room scene. So then in here, what we can do is we can say room switcher component switch to room with transition, and we can say room switcher component dot dungeon room. Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Cruda. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. At some point, I do want to update the platformer course as well to Godot 4. It takes a long time, though. I think maybe a lot of people don't realize what has to go into making the course. So for anyone that's watching either the VOD or live right now, I do have Udemy courses. You can check those out in the link in the description below. But yeah, the effort that goes into those is like, so I have to record all of the raw footage, right? The latest Udemy course is, I think, 17.5 hours, but that's the edited final product. I have to record all the lessons in order. I have to go back and edit out any mistakes that I make so that it's a smooth process. I have to eliminate any excessively long pauses so you're not just sitting there for like a minute, you know, as the viewer watching it. So at the end of the day, I basically have to rewatch every single lesson, but also edit it down so that there's no mistakes and no excessively long pauses. And then it all has to be rendered. So this is 17.5 hours of footage that needs to be rendered, and it takes a long time. So it's quite an undertaking, but I enjoy doing it, just not super frequently. But anyway. So we've got the hub room lever pressed. And I think this actually should just work. So the other problem we're going to have is we need to prevent the player from moving after pressing the lever. So we'll have to do that as well. Well, let's see if it works. It did not. Why didn't it work? Condition, not data tree. Oh, did I forget to add the beam? I think I forgot to add the beam again to the scene tree here. Yep. This dot get main dot entities dot add child teleport beam. Okay, that ought to do it. And also, right, I'm not actually emitting that signal either. Man, it's like the first time I've used Godot. Hub room, or I guess I can just do signal name dot, oops, signal name, lever pressed, there we go. So let's see if that works. So the beam showed up this time. We're still dealing with this type is not supported to from variant system.threading.tasks.task. Interesting. I've never had that problem before. Why is this not working? Async task. Is there another system.threading.tasks? So I'm awaiting the tasks in all these other places, but for some reason it doesn't like that. It's trying to pass the task through the Godot layer somehow. On lever interacted. Is it because, do I need to like do a closure here or something? I don't think so, but let's see. So I think that error is that Godot can't like marshal or unmarshal the task object. But I don't know why that's happening because I don't think I'm sending that through the... Yeah, so it's trying to convert system threading tasks.task to a variant. But I don't know why it would be doing that, because I'm not trying to send that task object through any Godot like APIs or anything. So I don't know why that's happening. That's not good. Well, I suppose what I could do is I could put a signal in here, I suppose. I don't know why that's not working. Hello, NetK. After watching many Godot tutorials, I found yours to be the most effective in teaching component systems. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad that it was helpful. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, I don't know what Godot is complaining about here. It's very odd to me that this isn't working. I don't think that this is going to do anything. Yeah, I'm just, I'm not entirely sure here what's going on. The problem too is with these kind of errors, it doesn't give me a relevant line in my own C# code. So I don't know where this error is ultimately coming from. So I think what I might have to do is just introduce another signal in here. Public delegate void. Teleport beam impacted, basically. Event handler. Then I can just do this. Emit signal, signal name, teleport beam impacted. And then in here, can I do like an await to signal teleport beam dot teleport beam impacted? Oh. Oh, gotcha. Teleport beam. Teleport entity component dot signal name dot teleport beam impacted. Okay. I doubt that's gonna work. I mean, maybe it will, but let's see. Can you use breakpoints to step into it? I don't think you can really step into the Godot code. Maybe I'm wrong. That didn't work either. Ah, that's odd. The type is not supported. So the only thing that's still happening here is that this is still returning a task. So maybe I just need to do void. Why doesn't... There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. Okay, so I get rid of this play in here. Or this task, rather. And let's see if that works. I don't have any other problem with any of the other task return types. So there's something weird going on here, I think. Okay, cool. So there were no errors this time. So now the question is why? So we emit the signal lever pressed. On hub room lever pressed. Is this not working? Suppose I should use breakpoints, but YOLO, we're going to use the print statement. Okay, so something's going on here. Am I not emitting the room switched signal? No, I am. So there's my room switched signal. So for some reason my main is not detecting the hub room. There's one thing I want to try here, which is I'm going to close the Godot editor and start it back up again. Sometimes I've been getting this error where Godot will not reload the C# assemblies for some reason, and that means that any changes that I make to C# code are not reflected in the game. So I'm just going to restart the editor just to make sure that that's not what's happening. No, it's still not working. All right, let's put a breakpoint here. We'll use the breakpoint this time. Takes a while to start up with the breakpoints, though. Okay, so let's see. Current room. First node of type base room. Current room is null. Oh, well, there's your problem. So let's go ahead and look at, can I load up the remote scene tree? Oh, I can't. Okay, so this current room is not present in the scene tree for some reason when the room is switched. Switch to room. So the signal is working correctly. Room switcher component. Let's go to main. That is a child of room. Oh, I know what the problem is. Right. The problem is that the hub... Okay, so this is a little bit confusing how I've done this, I think. The problem is that this hub object is what's being loaded, this hub node, but it contains the room that I'm looking for. So that's the fundamental problem there. And yeah, I don't really know how to fix that. I mean, one way to fix it is to, let's see. I could do this.getRoom, which basically just gets the first node in the group base room, which is, yeah, something I could do, I suppose. So let's just do that. And we don't need this variable either. All right, that should solve all of my problems. Let's see. Yeah, I could have printed the current room variable as well. All right, this should do it. There we go. Okay, so the lever now puts us into the this starting spot. So that's good. Just make sure nothing's broken here. Actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this for a bit, for those of you who haven't seen the game in a while, but also because I'm thinking about what the next step should be for the hub room. I think art would be a good thing to work on, get some walls in place. So the hub room is going to have a bunch of things. I'm going to put training dummies in there. I'm going to put character selection in there, so there will be multiple characters and you can freely swap between them while you're in the hub room. What else do I want to do? That's where the meta progression will be accessed from. So you'll basically walk up to something, some kind of table or something that's in the room, and you'll be able to do your meta progression upgrades from there. Yeah, that's kind of the goal of the hub room. So we can work on some of that stuff for sure. Should I sacrifice a heart right out the gate? Quickness, there we go. So yeah, for people that are unaware of the game or not super familiar with it, so Gunforged is basically a 2D survivors-like shooter where you're in an arena, you have to slaughter waves of enemies, but you also forge your weapons. So you get to craft your own build out of different weapons that have different special abilities in conjunction with the passives that you can loot. And the idea is that you just go through, create more and more powerful guns with better and better synergy, and you start wave clearing like a madman. So if you like games like Brotato, Vampire Survivors, Halls of Torment, that kind of thing, this game is kind of up that alley. Let's do Be the Fuse. Cool. What do we got for gun parts? So this is the gun part selection process. Got my part on the left and then both of my guns, my left gun and my right gun here. And I can choose which part I want to slot into which gun. So I can add this lightning magazine to my right hand gun over here. And now it shoots lightning. I can test out my DPS here. Cool. I think I found a bug. When you sacrificed your heart, you had the option to add an additional heart. Yeah, I need to probably exclude that option. It's not technically a bug because it just pulls up the loot table of any passive you can have. But it does end up being a useless option. You're right. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Should add an option for auto fire if you release on mobile. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very interesting idea, actually. I could probably do that as like a nice to have little accessibility option as well. Just it cycles through each of your guns, so it shoots all of your right gun first, and then all of your left gun, and then all of your right gun. That'd be cool. All right, let's take Zap. Oh, we're doing lightning build. I think the shock grenade is still has like a weight of 10,000 in the in the in the loot table. Another heart. Ooh, am I gonna? There it is again. The increased health. I'm gonna go for it. I have one heart. Let's go. I can't wait to work on the meta progression because what I think I'm gonna do for the meta progression is it's gonna work like this. So there will be global buffs that you can purchase with some kind of currency, like you would typically expect from a roguelike or a game of Vampire Survivors kind of thing. But also there's going to be character-based progression. So your characters will have base stats like, you know, is there like a fire rate multiplier? How much health do you start with? All that kind of thing. But each player character will have their own little level up process. So you'll be able to dump points into your stats for like increased fire rate or increased health or increased stamina. And so each character will have progression in addition to the overall meta progression. Do I want to scramble this gun? Let's do it. Well, we're gonna scramble the left gun. Let's see what it gives me. Okay. I've got an oil gun that shoots bones. Very cool. It also has 18.5 DPS. Oh goodness, that's terrible. Might as well grab that one. Okay. Do I have any plans for multiplayer? Probably like local co-op is doable, but I think a online multiplayer would be very, very difficult to do. Oops, I took some damage. I guess it's not out of the question, it's just I'd have to probably spend a ton of time on that. Oof. I kind of actually like really harmed myself by scrambling that one gun. Oh, I got a health drop though. Perfect. What do we want here? Let's go for movement speed. Okay, now we got some DPS increases here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this one. There. And then do we have any other options? Nope. Okay, now we're in business. 300 DPS, let's go. The lightning is so erratic. You just kind of have to like spray and pray with the lightning bullets because they just go everywhere. I don't think I've shown anyone the new passive that I made called Get Down, Mr. President, which gives you bodyguards that will intercept bullets for you. Boom. When I talk about meta progression, do you mean that there would be essentially player saves or would it always be permadeath round based? So there will be permanent progression that you can purchase. So I'm struggling to come up with examples right now, but I think the process of unlocking like different weapon parts and everything and different affixes will be part of the meta progression. So just by playing the game, you'll unlock more and more and more to do in the game. But also like player stats or like enemy difficulty, for instance, could be part of the meta progression. Permadeath is like, it's not really permadeath. Like when you die, you won't lose any of the stats that you've invested in. You will lose like your gun configuration though. Like the gun configuration and the passives that you're getting during the run, those are the things that get lost. But like your character level, for instance, or how many points you've put into your character's progression or into the meta progression, which is like the global progression, that will all be saved. And there will be a way to beat the game. It's not just endless waves. It'll be you fight through probably 3 arenas, you fight 3 bosses, and then maybe there will be like a super mega boss at the end or something. And then you can actually beat the game, essentially. That's the plan anyway. There's a lot of work to do to get there, but that's the plan. Let's do this one. All right, let's go. Yikes. All right, it's getting wild now. Oof. Oh. I died. So yeah, so at this point you would die. you would go probably back to you would go back to this room here. And you're back in the hub. And this is where you would, take all of the permanent like currency or whatever you've gotten from the run. You'd bring it in here. You would purchase new characters, purchase upgrades, or levels for your character. And then you can go right back into the game. So that's kind of the idea. Okay, so I think what would be useful to do now is maybe get some walls put up here. So make this room look a little bit nicer, I think. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to start by using the walls that I already have. And the way I'm going to do that is let's go to the Tileset dungeon, and I just want to see what this looks like. Okay. So I basically need to emulate that shape for the terrain. So I'm just going to screenshot that so I know what it looks like. Then we can go to the tiles hub here. And I've just copy and pasted over these wall elements. I'm just going to paint over these in the editor, but I figure since I already have the wall layout, then what I can do is I can just simply basically copy that. So let's do this, like so. And what am I looking at here? So these are like all the inner squares here. Okay. And then there's an inner blank spot around all these. Okay. And then, okay, we've kind of got an L shape here, so. Okay, and if I did everything correctly, then what I should be able to do is open up my hub arena here, go to my Tilemap, and I should be able to take the Tilemap terrain here, grab the rectangle tool. Okay, that was close. There we go. So that's essentially how to set up the walls. Just copy whatever you did earlier. So yeah, so I'm going to paint over those like I said, but let's go to the hub in here, this tile set. Let's go to tile set. And actually, I'm not sure. How did I set this up? Okay, so this one is not actually painted on. I think it's just a raw single tile. So if I go to my hub tilemap, select this one, then what I should be able to do using the rectangle tool is just add big blocks of color here. Just give enough so that the average user screen will not see the edges of the game, basically. Cool. So now there will be no more ugly gray in the background. Excellent. Oh, looks like we also need to add collisions and whatnot, but that should be fairly easy to do. But I think what I'm more interested in is trying to get the art updated to better match this kind of hub area here. And also the other thing I need to do is lighting. So it's very bright right now. So I need to figure out how am I actually doing, like for instance, the graveyard lighting. I'm using this den modulate component. Why is this here? I really don't understand what this component is doing. I'm sure I implemented it as a way to work around some kind of issue, but yeah, let's go ahead and put that in there. So den modulate component. So that darkens it right away. But what I can do is I can go ahead and just like cycle through whatever colors kind of look good, which may be kind of not a great exercise yet, since I haven't really figured out what the walls look like and whatnot, but I can pick something to darken it, essentially. Ooh, I could do like pure black. That might actually be kind of cool. Pure black, and then if I can add little like candelabras here. I'm not serious. I'm just kind of curious to see what that will do. So yeah, we've got like a pure black that is illuminated by these candelabras. Kind of gives it a little bit of a moodier feel, you know? And the other thing that I can do is, I think what I'm basically doing is just kind of copying this fog. Yeah, I'm just kind of copying the fog. So I'm just going to copy this over. Hello? Why won't you let me paste? Copy. Paste. Thank you. So that kind of immediately gives it a little bit more moodiness. I don't want to use white though. So what I'm going to do is choose a different color. But first, before I do that, I need to make this unique. And I need to make this unique. Okay. So now I can kind of okay, maybe that's wrong. I don't think I need to change this color. I think I need to change this color. Yeah. So what I can do is I just kind of change the fog color in here. Probably the fog should be very subtle in the hub room since it's kind of like an indoor space, right? Probably can't see that well on the stream. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. I can just choose something. That actually sounds awesome. I think this would thrive with proper multiplayer. Yeah, I'm sure it would. I think it probably would do really, really well. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that's different than Unity or Unreal. I know Godot 4 comes with like a lot of nice multiplayer features, so it could be easier than I think it's going to be. But yeah, I still have to. I haven't really given it a serious look yet, multiplayer. So I got to figure that out. I guess you are using Git. Maybe you can use Git blame to understand why the den. Yeah, I could. Yeah, maybe. Actually, that's a good point. Let's see. I don't know how to run the Git blame in here. Let's see. Git. Annotate with Git blame. Some fixes to the commit is some fixes to arena advancement. This was made almost a year ago though. So this was an early version of Godot 4. Was it an early version of Godot 4? I don't know. I'm not going to touch it, you know. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why that's there. But I don't think I would have written that script if it wasn't serving some kind of purpose. So we're just going to let it be for now. Yeah, I don't really know what proper fog color to use. Honestly, maybe like a very... maybe like a very subtle white is the best, or... yeah, I probably shouldn't dwell too much on this right now. I kind of like the pink, actually. If I just give it a very subtle pink fog... that might actually look kind of decent. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad. Yeah, maybe we'll just go ahead and keep that for now. Cool. All right. I'm going to take a quick couple minute break. And then when I get back, we'll work on some of the art for this. We'll try to update the walls. We'll see how that goes. Try to make this hub room a little bit prettier, maybe play with the lighting some more, all that good stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, while I'm on that little short break, you can check out the links in the description below. You can wishlist Gunforged and also take a look at my Udemy courses. Everything's, like I said, in the description. And yeah, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. So enjoy the sweet lo-fi tones. All right, I am back. Whew, much better. All right. Hello, Chase. I enrolled in your Udemy course a few weeks ago because I was interested in getting to know Godot for game development, and I am really appreciating your course. Thanks a lot for that. Thank you, Chase. I appreciate that. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but yeah, super happy. Always happy to hear when people enjoy the course. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be working on the art here. So the initial thought that I had for this art was I'm gonna try to make it good. So that's number one. Number two is I don't know. I was kind of thinking like a castle vibe. So this is kind of like a dungeon. You've got like little, you know, kind of grimy stones. But I think that this wood floor kind of really makes it feel like obviously if I should stick to the gun, like the forging theme. So maybe it's like a forge room in a castle or something. And so the walls maybe a little bit darker, made out of some kind of different stone. Maybe if I got super fancy with it, maybe I could do like some kind of fancy window, like a stained glass window or something. Although I don't know of many blacksmiths that have stained glass windows, but it would be cool nonetheless. But yeah, I think something akin to that, like a castle blacksmith room. I guess the wood floors doesn't really go with like a blacksmith room, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking of stuff that might be cool and just going for it. So, so yeah, let's see. So all of these are slightly different. So I think what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to pick one of these and just... Oh, I see why they're different. They've got a little border. Okay. Well, maybe what I'll do instead is I'll just paint a couple of these just across so I can see what they look like when they tile. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select modify existing tiles, and you can see now that I get this nice duplication. So I can, in real time, see how these things are going to work. So firstly, what I probably want to do is... I think what I'll do is keep the general shape, but I want to fill this in with a darker color. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Might not be this color precisely. Might be something more purplish, but we're going to see. We're going to struggle through this together. So let's see. How much space do I have here? 24. So if I do spacings of 5, and then on the 6th one, spacings of 5, then on the 6th one, do a line. Does that work out? Kind of. What I might do is I might actually shift this all down 1 pixel, remove the bottom line, and then make the top line the white one. Or the lighter one, rather. Okay. And then this should be 32 across, right? Yeah. So now I'm kind of just going to follow... Maybe I'll do a line down the middle here, and then... How big is this? 15? So we need like a span of 15 in here. Like so. So put that down there. Okay, and then what's this? All right, so we've got a very basic brick pattern now, which is nice and tileable. So that's cool. Yeah, and then at the top, I think I'm just going to go ahead and clear those out, because the top, I don't know if I want to do like a similar style. Like nice and thick bricks surrounded by some kind of mortar here. So that's kind of like getting to the kind of style that I wanted to do. Maybe I might make the bricks even bigger than that, but we're gonna see how this works first. Also, I don't like this dark color here at the bottom. But I suppose it actually looks okay if you look in the preview window here. It's basically just a border against the whatever the floor texture is. Although I still think that maybe it could be better. Maybe it doesn't need to be dark. Maybe it could just be that. Yeah, see, the problem is you get kind of like this really harsh transition here, which I can remedy by... I have these little shadow gradients here, which I believe I'm using for the other ones, but if I go ahead and put that over, you see it kind of creates a little bit nicer of a transition there between the wall and the floor, and I can do the same for the wall here. But I'm not so sure it looks that great in this case, but that's something we can play with. I think for now what I want to do though is I want to just duplicate those over like so, and then yeah, I think what I want to do here is just save and export that and just do like a vibe check here. Okay, we're going to close that. We'll get rid of the den modulate component and all of these candelabras and the fog. And I just want to see, how does that actually look? Colors are probably going to change, but let's just get a feel for it here. I actually don't think that color is all that bad. I think what's throwing me off is that there's still a bunch of purple. So I think just doing this real quick. Let's take this dark color and maybe just replace that with that. Still kind of purple, but not as much. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we do need the line at the top. Good call. Thank you, Syed. Okay, so this is kind of getting closer to what I'm thinking. So let's add that line. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Oops. Got to make sure I have the right mode activated. There we go. So that's kind of getting there. I wonder what it would look like if I were to do a stacking kind of thing, and then I took this row, put it up there. That's not going to work well, is it? I'm just kind of wondering out loud how this would look if it was like double stacked. The walls. I think that would be kind of inconsistent with the rest of the game, so maybe we'll just leave it. Okay, so now's the tricky part. Now is the part where I have to figure out how to make this actually look good. And as a matter of fact, I think these colors might be inverted. So let's do that. Right, but these ones up here are also inverted, so let's... Oops. Okay. That makes more sense to me. And I guess I wonder... I'm gonna redo this. Oops. I think what I want to do is just copy one of these, paste it right in the middle, and then do the same here. So it looks like the bricks have continued, but they're just up a level. And I can probably also make them slightly thicker. Or slightly thinner. And then move them down, maybe? Well, I don't know for sure if that's the way it's going to stay, but so now add some highlights. I'm just using an obnoxious color right now to get a feel for it. Add some imperfections in the various bricks here. Yeah, this is the hardest part. This is the part that usually takes me forever, is just figuring out what colors, what kind of shading works. I am by no means a pro pixel artist, so you're probably going to watch me struggle quite a bit here. So I kind of like the theme that's going on here. But, yeah, this color is not working. But I think like a green works kind of well. I don't know, the floor. What's a good complementary color for the floor here? Do I have this on complementary mode? Yeah. Do I want it to be complementary though? That's the thing. Could make it like purple walls. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like the purple. The purple mortar, purple-ish mortar, is kind of cool. Maybe, oh, that's kind of cool too. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to see it. An armory would possibly have wood floors. Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, maybe I'll call it an armory. Thank you, Toothless. Copy and invert the purple selection. Oh, that might have been a comment from a while ago, Syed, but if you still have an idea, let me know. So that's kind of coming together a little bit. I think there needs to be like another level of shading here. Maybe not that dark though. I need something that's dark but still contrasty enough, which maybe because of the colors I've chosen is not going to be possible. I mean, I could just call it blue, but these two colors are way too similar, so that if you zoom out, it doesn't really look that great. So I wish I could go a little bit darker here. Maybe I can't. Oops. Red brick, no. That's kind of cool. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, that's a cool color. That's very subtle, which maybe I could use to my advantage. Yeah, I think what I'm craving here, I'm gonna undo all that. Yeah, I wish I had another darker color that I could just kind of use for shading the underside of these things. Because that gives them a little bit more depth. It's just not contrasty enough. But that definitely allows me to add some depth here. So I think what I need to do is I just need to find like a different color for this maybe. My colors don't go much darker though. I guess that's darker. Oops. Well, that's fine. As long as I'm not accidentally changing the wood, I think we'll be good. Okay. So now with that, does that give me enough contrast? I think it should. I can also look at my other tiles here. See kind of how I did it. Yeah, so I've got like these darker parts under here like as shading. So I wonder if I should just emulate that. Hey, Ivan. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to help. Thanks for your message. So how does this look if I just follow the strategy that I did? Okay, yeah. So that's already made a huge improvement because now I've got a little bit of depth to the bricks here. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about this gap here. But yeah, I think that depth makes a huge difference here. I can do some more shading on the individual bricks as well, but one thing at a time. Now the question is, do I want to come back to a different color for the highlights? I kind of like the subtlety of that one. Ooh, that's a good highlight color too. Yeah. So now the question is, should I just make a big old highlight line right there? Okay. I think that's looking pretty good, actually. Maybe we'll make this a little bit thicker. Yeah. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And of course, you know, could add a little bit of texture to these, a little bit of chips and whatnot. I will make several versions of these tiles so they all have different chip patterns and whatnot, but we're just gonna work with what we've got here first. I got you, Ivan. Yeah, the composition. Yeah, composition is something that I came to understand quite a bit into my experience with Godot. I didn't really start using that pattern until recently in the grand scheme of things. So, and I'm still using it because it's really, I think it solves a lot of problems that scene inheritance has specifically. It is a little bit annoying. The one downside of composition is like if you have really complex scenes where there's a lot of overlap in terms of what components they use, it can be a little bit like icky feeling to like duplicate a bunch of nodes and put them all in. So there's disadvantages with it, but I think for the most part, thinking in that modular way and using that to construct your game is a lot less prone to error compared to doing the scene inheritance. So now the top layer is inconsistent with the lower part of the wall. Well, the top layer is supposed to be different. It's supposed to be like capstones, like you're looking at it from the top. Which may be remedied if I just made these different colors. But I don't know yet. I think if I, like here, they have like a slightly different profile, right? So maybe that's what I need to do here. Maybe what I need to do here is make the edge a little bit thicker and then do something like that. There, they kind of look like they're capstones now. So they're supposed to be inconsistent in the sense that they're supposed to be actually like different different types of stones, I guess. But now this gap looks kind of awkward now. But I don't necessarily know if that fixes it. What did I do here? Oh, I guess I just didn't do anything. I mean, I guess one way to fix this would be to drag those down. Make them big hulking monstrosities. If the light source is in the room, then you could just shade the whole top. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you want to elaborate. Now, do I want to add... There are differences in the other image. Different size of stones for the wall, and the top line on wall is not there in the second image. Are you referring to this one? I'm not trying to make it exactly like this, but... Oh, I got you. I got you, Tommy Hawk. Yeah, the problem is like if I don't do any shading on it, if I just do this, it just looks really flat. And I don't really have a whole lot of colors to work with here where I could do like a darker highlight, you know? Yeah, I just don't have enough colors to do like a proper thing, so I think I'm just going to call it good with this kind of shading. Even though it's not technically accurate to light, it'll be passable. Well, let's just see how this looks. Doesn't look too terrible in game, actually. Yeah, I don't think that looks bad at all. I think the colors work decently together between the wood, floor, and that. Let's see what happens when I turn all this back on. This is not the final like lighting that's going to happen either. But yeah, I think that looks good. I think I'm going to probably spend some more time putting more detail into that wall. But I don't think that's the important thing right now. We're going to call that decent for now. I'll probably be working on this more off stream, but first I am going to just add just a little bit more detail here. Don't want to make this too thick looking. Okay. Oh wait, I actually don't like that. Yeah, that looks awkward. Maybe that gap is just too big. Okay, that'll work. That'll work for now. Hello, Burlow. You're always crazy productive while having streams like this in the background. Well, good. We'll work together. Okay, let's, like I said, we're just going to call this good for now. But I still have these other ones to do here. So what I'm going to do is copy this. And this needs to be rotated like so. And dropped into here. Yep, I think that's basically it. Although, I guess the shading needs to actually be slightly different here, so I do need to modify this. So we're going to keep the original shape, but we're going to redo the shading. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this over here and just paste it like so. And I think one of the problems is that this seam here, I don't really want a seam. So what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I'm just going to drag this down. Well, Okay. Okay. I can add some more detail to those later as well, but that's kind of the gist of it. Okay, and then let's copy these over. Just very quickly producing these suckers. Oh, I actually made a little dinky stone for this one. Interesting. Yeah, so it's almost like I could just copy this here. Paste that there. Okay, and then in here, if we're just going to follow the same format. I guess there would be a line here. Cool. And so the rest of this, I think the rest of this will just be, what will it be? I think, yeah, just copy and paste. Some more copy and pasting. Boom, easy. And then for this one, I guess I don't need to really be... Oh goodness, I gotta get my hotkey straight. There we go. But I think I can just rotate this, right? Or can I? Oh, also I just realized a problem here. I need to make these thicker, I think. Do I need to make them thicker? These ones aren't super thick over here. Although maybe I should make them that way. Yeah, I don't know. That is a detail I will figure out later. We'll just go with this for now. So I'm going to take this. Hello, rotate. And so, yeah, I'll be preserving the shape, but redoing the shading. Hello, Drufus. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Alrighty, so we'll just get this shading situated here. Basically just copying what I have already done. Although, wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? Oh no. I think I did it wrong. I think I was supposed to mirror this and not rotate it. Right. Well, that's easy enough, actually, because then the shading stays the same. Okay, well, I just did all that effort for nothing, but that's how it goes sometimes. So I'm not going to make the same mistake. We're just going to mirror this and drop it in right there. Okay. So that's kind of our work in progress little dungeon. I do think that these are a little bit awkward not being thick. So I guess if I just extended them downward with the shading a little bit, I wonder if that would help. Yeah, I think that looks much better. Now maybe I should do the same with these ones. Although I think if I did that, I would actually extend them upward to butt up right against the edge. And then nice thick capstones there. I don't even know what those are called, but we're going to call them capstones. Oh, but then there's no gap here, which is potentially a problem. I guess what I could do is I could just shorten this. I don't think there's really an issue with doing that. Oh, there is an issue with doing that, isn't there? Well, I can extend this up one and then take this one, shrink it. That's probably fine. That's probably fine. If I was really fancy, I guess what I could do is I could try to somehow merge these ones, because these ones get cut off here. But I think what I'll do instead is I'll just take a chunk off of that. Just like so. Oh, this isn't going to match up, is it? That's okay. Doesn't matter if there are some slightly oddly shaped things going on in here. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. You know what I could do is I could shorten this one and then extend this one out so that it matches that. Like so. Okay, perfect. And then, yeah, same deal here. I think I'll just recopy this. Well, oh wait, did I ever figure out this issue? Oh yeah, it's good. Just don't want there to be more than a 1 pixel gap between everything. So just drop that in. And then I might as well just copy this whole thing too. And bring that back over. Here we go. So yeah, there will be some oddly shaped stones in here, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Cool. And of course we've got these ones in here now to do, although that might not be necessary for the hub room, so perhaps I'll just let those be for now. Hello, Forte. Hard to unlearn perfectionism, just gotta accept the results sometimes and move on. I was thinking about how to fire projectiles, lasers, but accepted the solution wouldn't be perfect. Yeah, you can definitely get into a mode where like you spend hours doing something that probably really you shouldn't have spent hours on. I do that all the time. And that's kind of why I'm like, you know, for this art that I'm currently doing, it's like, is the shading technically accurate? No. Is there as much variability in the tile set as there should be? No. Is there going to be inconsistencies? Yes. Do I want to spend hours to fix those things? No. Right? It's like, it just needs to be passable. That's how I would describe my art, is passable. As long as there's nothing that's egregiously out of place, then I have a tendency to just call it good and move on. Which is kind of what I'm doing here. I mean, I am going to spend more time on this tile set, but just not a whole bunch. So it looks like, did I not export this? Maybe I didn't export this. There we go. So I guess I do need those pieces. Gee, dang it. I was hoping I could get away without doing those pieces, but I guess I need them. But this is starting to come together. This is starting to come together. Yeah. Again, I don't think this lighting is going to be final. I'll probably do some other kind of lighting. Actually, what does it look like? I've got these torches here. Oh, that thing is pitiful. I mean, I've got these dungeon pillars. I'm obviously not going to put those there, but... Thank you, Victor. You've been watching the grenade video, just saw you were live again. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to get into the habit of streaming again. Are the lights subtracting from a dark overlay? They are, yeah. So, well, I guess it's not technically an overlay. There's this modulate, canvas modulate, which is set to pure black. And so if I get rid of the lights, then it's pure black. So the lights are subtracting from that. How about one big light in the center of the room, so you allow the corners of the room to be more on the shadow side? That's a good idea. Yeah, I probably will do something like that, where I have one really intense light in the middle with a large light texture, have it flicker a little bit, maybe give it a little bit of orange glow to match the purple and the floors. That's why I'm kind of testing out these dungeon pillars, because I think these have a little bit more of like an orange glow. But then, yeah, allow the darkness to kind of take over in the corners is cool. Cool idea. I still need to add like the collisions and whatnot, but we're getting there. While I'm here, what happens if I choose a dark purple color instead? And then get rid of this one. I think I kind of like the pure black, honestly. It kind of, it makes it a little bit moodier. Yeah, I might stick with the pure black. But I guess it's going to depend on the lighting that I choose as well. So we're not going to play with that for now. Let's go back here and just see if we can get these things in order. Do I even need to get fancy with this? Oops. Oops. I don't think I need to get fancy with this. Maybe I do. Oops. Bam. Okay, so there's a problem here. This is getting cut off here because it's not using the right tile. So let's go ahead and fix that. I think I can probably just overwrite this, maybe. Oops, don't do that. Terrains, probably should rename this terrain as well because it says floor still. Oh well. Why is it not choosing the proper... It should be choosing one of these. Did I do my tile set incorrectly? Oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. Do I know what the problem is? Let's take a look at the dungeon arena. Tile map. What layers do I have on here? I've got default, shadow, floor. Okay, never mind. I thought that maybe the filler tiles were on a different layer, but they're not. Why is that not working? So what I have here is I've got this tile and this one, and there's nothing up here and nothing up there. Oh, maybe I don't really have a way of representing that. It looks like how does this not work? I don't understand. Oh, I guess I didn't really... Huh. I guess I never really set that up for this tile set. It's just an even 2 bricks on top of each one. So that's why I'm not running into that issue. Okay, well, I think instead of trying to fiddle with the auto tile, I'm just going to cheat. Don't tell anyone. Just going to cheat and manually place them. Which now looks like there's actually a problem here. These actually do need to extend to the edge. So I did do this tile set slightly differently to my other one, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, so that's much better. Good, good. All right, let's take a look at that. Yep, you and I are on the same page, Virtual Fi. Let's see. I'm really interested in Godot C#, so monitoring your game's performance and all. I already tested it with a released mobile app in GDScript. Are you planning a Switch port? No, I haven't planned like any ports or mobile or anything like that. Mostly I'm just concerned with getting it to desktop, and then we'll see what happens from there. Honestly, to be perfectly frank, I think it's just going to depend on how well the game does. Like if I get, optimistically I would like to get like a few thousand sales at least. But if that's all that I get, then it would be hard for me to say, yeah, let's spend the time and money to get it ported to Switch. I'm probably just going to say, well, it was a good run and on to the next project. So it all depends on how well the game does. If people really like it, then adding multiplayer and doing Switch ports and whatnot are going to be more attractive. But if it's just kind of like a modest success, then we'll be moving on. You could experiment with exporting the highlights as separate mask to be blended with the nearby lights. Oh, that's true, yeah. Prior to Gunforged games? Yeah, I've got a few games up on Steam. Probably the best one of the bunch is Sword Slinger. That was like a full commercial game. that I made. I believe my Steam link is in the description below. You could just go to the Gunforged Steam page and then click on my developer name to see. But yeah, no like commercially successful games for sure. This will be like the first real hard try at doing one of those. So I think, yeah, what I need to do is I need to add more variability to that tile set, this background, and also more variability to the floor and play with the lighting. But I can definitely see this becoming pretty nice with just a little bit more effort. Oh, nice, Victor. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for your wish list. Or for visiting the page, at least. Yeah. What are you currently working on? Go ahead and play the game for a little bit. Gunforged. We'll probably be wrapping up the stream. I'm just going to do a quick playthrough with you all here. But yeah. So again, if anyone is interested in learning how to build a game in the Godot engine, you could check out my Udemy courses. The link for that is in the description below. Yeah, if you're interested in Gunforged, the link for this to wishlist this is also in the description below. And yeah. Oh, here's the Get Down, Mr. President. Okay. I know the title is going off the banner, so don't get too upset about that. But so Get Down, Mr. President, gain 1 bodyguard that intercepts damage. So you get this little guy, and he's like a little Secret Service bald guy. And when you are about to take damage from a bullet, he'll jump in front of it and die for you. So it's kind of funny, actually. So let's see if I can show you what's going on with that. So let's see if you guys can see this. So I'm going to try to take a hit. Oh, there's too many bullets coming at once. There we go. I don't know if you could see that super well, but he just jumped in front of the bullet and died for me. It's kind of a rough animation because he actually doesn't jump until the bullet collides with you. But that was just the easiest way to do it technically. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. So basically just a free damage interception. The visuals don't match super well to the impact, but I think it's still funny. And he respawns after 10 seconds, so you don't just get one of them. All right, what should I do here? This is just straight up more DPS, more capacity, more fire rate, so I guess I'll take that. Look at that. You have it wishlisted already. Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. More visual noise on the floor. Yeah, well, I think just darkening the room generally with the lighting will help a lot with that. But yeah, I'm going to probably make more variations of the tiles as well. Haven't really done anything with normal maps or light masks, so I might try that out as well, but we'll see. Thank you, Virtual Fi. Really appreciate it. Wish it was in C#. C# course, I have that on my to-do list someday. Someday. I'm picking that one every time just because of the name. Yeah, the unfortunate thing with the Get Down, Mr. President is that the title is too long. It doesn't fit on the banner, and I don't want to rename it, but I might have to because it just doesn't fit. But I do think it's funny. Like, there's a lot of content that I have written down that I want to build for this game that I haven't gotten to yet, but generally this game is going to be just very whimsical. Like, there's banana guns. I'm going to do a cow gun. There will be like a bubble gun. You'll have stuff like this bodyguard dude. You've got little Hulk Hogan blood golems. I'm sure some of you remember that. I have a boss that I want to do called Lowrider Spider. and it'll be what you guessed it is. It'll be a spider inside of like a lowrider convertible, and he'll be like driving around trying to kill you. So lots of humorous things coming in the game. Not trying to make it too serious, you know? Could use an area 2D around the player and find the first bullet. Yeah, that was an option. I considered that, but I figured since this is kind of like a bullet hell and there's lots of bullets coming at you, it would be more forgiving for the player for him to intercept, just basically act like a shield, you know? That just in a guaranteed fashion nullifies the first hit you take, right? Closest bullet anyway and have the bodyguard jump teleport there. Yeah, maybe I will play with that. Is the Udemy course in C#? No, it's in GDScript. Do you use the world environment node any? No, I think I would probably use that for Glow, but Glow is not supported in the compatibility renderer yet, I think. So, yeah, no world environment settings really. Actually for visuals, floor is okay. You need to distinct columns since they look too similar to floor. Other than that, okay. Yeah, there's more work to be done on the hub room art. Usually it takes me several iterations of work to get something that I'm happy with. So yeah, I'm going to play with that some more and see if I can get it looking. Oh, I can get 2 bodyguards. Boom, look at that. I'm invincible. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to grab gun parts. I need to fix that too. It's very easy to miss the gun parts. Come on, boys, protect me. So the weird thing about the guards too is that they block melee attacks too. So if that maggot rushes through me and deals damage to me, he'll just like run to me and explode. Watch. Oh. I guess I killed the worm. Back up on my 2 bodyguards though, let's go. They're so cute, they just kind of like follow me around. Very, very, very fun. Grab some extra health here. I still have a 10,000 weight on this freaking shock grenade. I'm gonna change that. Affix loot table manager. Yeah. Bring that back down. Okay. That's not gonna affect this current playthrough, but won't be a problem for the future. Oh, here we go. 1 stack of bleed on hit. Let's put that on this gun. Awesome. So I can actually check my DPS difference now. So if I just, oops, if I just shoot this gun, I'm at about 150 DPS. The zap is still going. Okay, let's see. So hit him with the bleed first. And I hit 191. Yeah. So the bleed status increases the damage that enemies take. That's why I was testing out the DPS. Oh, just intercepted 2 bullets. Nice. See you, bodyguards. See you in 10 seconds. Or 15 seconds? Maybe it's 15 seconds. Oh, and the freaking guy just died all immediately again. Stone floors have good noise and tinting. The wooden floors need more variation. Gotcha, yeah. So you're talking about like the different colors here. Yeah, I can like definitely add some variation where there's darker planks or different colored planks. I agree, because it's too oppressively brown. Do bodyguards guard any shot or just fatal ones? Any shot, yeah, any shot that will deal damage to you, the bodyguards will definitely intercept, except for there because I didn't have one. Secret Service is slacking. So yeah, actually, let me see if I can, let me bring up my board here, and I can run you guys through some of the ideas that I have written down here. So we've got energy gun, rubber duck gun, rocket gun, firework gun, cow gun, bacon gun. Got some fun enemy ideas too, like living furniture, flying bats with guns. Random encounters. I want to put like a slot machine as a random encounter where you can gamble all your money away. Fight yourself potentially. Let's see here. And then for passive ideas, what's a fun one we've got written down here? Some of these are like typical, what you'd expect, like spreading statuses. Oh, this one's kind of fun. So when you take damage, a health goblin spawns. When the health goblin is killed, it drops a health globe. So this is a nice way of recuperating your lost health. But the idea is the goblin will be like running erratically, and so you'll have to chase him down. Flame trail when dashing. I think I have like a whirlpool that I want to work on. Yeah, like a gravity well or something, whirlpool. So those are some of the ideas I've written down. Definitely more fun ideas to come, but all right, let's take a look at these gun parts here. I don't think I want anything. Ooh, sacrifice a health for passive. Sure. 3 bodyguards. Let's go. I got a little entourage now. Sweet. Ooh, phantom gun. Gotta go with the phantom gun. So somebody, I think last stream yesterday, asked if there was going to be like minion builds. And this is kind of it. So this is, so I've kind of got minions here. These guards don't attack, but the phantom gun does, right? So I definitely want the player to have like all kinds of little followers and whatnot. I think it would be super, super fun. Might be worth adding small floating text for the cooldown of the bodyguard or put it on the HUD. Yes, I agree. I'm kind of thinking like, I'm kind of mulling doing a broader passive HUD notification system, because there's a lot of passives that you would like to know like how far away they are or whether they're going to be off cooldown soon. And so I don't really want to do like a one-off solution to that for specific passives until I've decided if I want to do a more general solution. But I agree, there definitely does need to be some kind of notification that the guards are coming off of cooldown. I'm basically invincible now. Come at me. What do we got here? Thunderstorm. Yeah, I'm going to take Thunderstorm. Yes, shock stack. I'll take that, thank you. This removes my bleed stack but increases DPS quite a bit. Although, I think I'll just take this one. Oh, we got a shop. Let's see what we got going on here. I need to make the shop more interesting too. Might make the shop sell passives as well. Might as well take this one. Crystal magazine. Sweet. All right, let's go. So I've got the Thunderstorm passive now, which will call down like a rain of lightning on my enemies. There it goes. Oof. I think I need an indicator for when the bodyguards actually block an attack too, because my bodyguards are dwindling and I don't know why. I think I will have to make the bodyguards a little bit more rare though in terms of as passives go, because they are very powerful, especially when you have 3 of them. Oops, and I still took damage anyway, so guess I spoke too soon. Bam. Minions that do status effects seems like something interesting. Yep, that kind of thing is planned for sure. So I was brainstorming with a friend the other day, and what I'm going to do is, since there's a lot of status effects, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make default interactions. So, for example, I have a passive right now where if you combine oil and fire, as long as you have the passive, that will create a little explosion that does extra damage. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make that interaction default. So it will always react that way. You don't need anything extra. So as long as you have a weapon that shoots oil and a weapon that shoots fire, it will combine to create that mini explosion together. And the idea is that I could do that kind of thing for all of the status effects, right? So I could like have a special interaction between blood and lightning, and I could have a special interaction between like cold and poison. And the idea is that one of those interactions could be like, well, you know, it has some effect on the enemy, but then you can get a passive that says like, okay, when you combine, you know, blood and poison, you create like a little poison golem, whatever, that goes around poisoning enemies or something like that. Like, so the default interactions would be there, but then you could get passives that enhance the status interactions. And then there could be three-way interactions, right? It could be like, well, something special happens when you have blood and lightning and fire, right? And that creates some kind of special result. And the idea is that maybe that will make the build process a little bit more interesting. Maybe it will encourage players to combine a bunch of different status effects together, but then also it opens the possibility of introducing passives that support or enhance very specific types of interactions. Did you fix the issues in performance and in some graphics cards? Yeah, I switched to the compatibility renderer, which reduced the crashing, but the hitching and stuff I still haven't figured out how to resolve yet. So that's something that I need to work on still as well. I like how you enjoy your own game. Yeah, it's generally a good sign. I have a good amount of fun with this, even in its current state. Status effect interaction is something that made games like Divinity Original Sin 2 super fun. Yeah, I love Divinity Original Sin 2. And that was actually one of the games that we were discussing when we were brainstorming this status interaction. So let's do Thunderstorm. And so, yeah, the passives also stack. So some of the passives stack anyway. So like I have 3 Get Down Mr. Presidents. Imaginary Friend is one you can only get 1 of. Thunderstorm can stack, I think, 4 times, and it reduces the number of enemies you need to kill each time. Health can stack indefinitely, so you can go all in on certain passives if you want. Oh, this is getting crazy now. Yeah, performance is something that I definitely have to like look into quite a bit. Ooh. Because I don't think I can add many more enemies onto the screen before the FPS starts tanking. Oh, there's an elite enemy there. So there's an elite enemy system too, which is still very early. I need to build out more. But basically it just makes the enemy, a specific enemy, tankier. And then also that enemy gains new attacks. How much DPS am I doing here? 439, 451. Okay. Ooh. Let's do Thunderstorm again. Ooh, do I want to sacrifice a heart? Let's do it. Increase movement speed by 10%. Let's do an increased zap. Let's look at the parts here. Might as well upgrade this one. Boom. All right. Almost there. Wave 9. Just got to survive this wave, and then it'll be the boss wave. Oof. I think I just lost a couple of good, brave men in the line of duty. Oof. I'm gonna die. No! I don't have enough dashes. Give me that. Wow. I made it. I made it. Woo! All right, this is the final wave. I don't need to take Thunderstorm for the final wave here. But maybe I will take... Oh no, I'll take Quickness. That will help a lot, I think. All right, give me some DPS increase. What am I losing here? Shock. That's probably fine. Yeah, I'll take that. Take the banana receiver. All right, boss time. The Rat King, here we go. Oof. Lost another good man in the line of duty. Oh, lost another one. Okay, kind of hang back. Dang it. I'm not very good at my own game. Does that mean it's too hard? Ah. I'm gonna make the weapons shorter range as well. I think. Boom. End of demo. I don't know why that shows up in my debug build, but there we go. Cool. Well, that was a quick playthrough of Gunforged. So the idea is that will be the first arena. There will be 2 more arenas or rooms after that, and then like an ultimate final mega boss. And that's basically going to be the game. It'll be, you know, the idea is that the sessions, a whole playthrough of a run will take like maybe 20 minutes. Total, 25 minutes. And so it'll be a nice game to pick up, blow through, construct a build, then dump some progress into your meta progression, your permanent progression, and then, you know, that's the kind of formula I'm going for. But yeah, that'll be it for the stream today. Thank you all for joining me on this Sunday afternoon. Yeah, if you want to wishlist Gunforged, you can do that via the link in the description below. Again, I have Udemy courses you can learn from how to make a game in Godot 4, though that link is in the description below as well. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching and helping me out and working with me to get this hub room started. Lots of work to do still. Lots of work to do, but it'll get there. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. It was good to see you all, and I will see you in the next stream. All right, bye-bye.